solve this question. It's very simple. So if anyone who hasn't given the contest and hasn't opened the question yet, I will explain the question to you. So it's actually simple. So chef wants to run at least 1000 meters to reach his fitness goal. There's a rectangular park nearby with length x meters and width of y meters. Can chef complete his goal by running one loop around the park? Loop meaning running the entire path or around the edge. So by this, so what the question is saying is that we have a park and the length of the park is x meters. So it's x meters, and the width of the park is y meters. I will quickly go through this question. I guess you will be able to do it very simply. And this will also be x meters. This will also be y meters. Yes. So the chef only wants to run the entire path along the edge of the park. One loop, that is. So what is one loop? It's, if he starts from here, he will go this way, go this way, go this way, and come back. So basically, the chef will run for the entire perimeter of the park. And the question says is that chef has to run at least 1000 meters. So I guess you can, I guess you know what we have to do here. If um, if the perimeter of the park, which is two, uh, just two times the length plus breadth, if this is greater than or equals to 1000, because the chef wanted to go at least 1000 meters, so he will at least go either 1000 or greater than 1000. So if this happens, then we will print yes, and if this happens, then we will print yes, else we'll print no. As simple as that. So do you guys have any questions on this? I guess it's quite clear. It's relatively simple, right? So that is exactly what I did in the code. So int x comma y, I take the input. If 2 into x plus y is greater than or equals to 1000, C out yes, else C out no. And so um, so yeah, if we run the code, so for 400 and 100 is yes, yes, submit it. That's the correct answer. So yeah, so that's all for the first question. Now let's move on to the second one. Yes. So the second question is basically what happens is the chef, uh, the chef's bank gives him a unique offer at the end of each year. They offer chef to either add 1000 rupees to his bank or double the amount stored in his bank account. Chef initially has X rupees in his account. So what is the amount of money that chef can accumulate over Y years? Okay, so essentially what this question means is what this question means is uh, given so the x has x so the chef has x amount of rupees in his bank account, x amount of rupees in his bank account, and basically he has and the question gives us y years, right? So at the end of each year, at the end of each year, either we will add 1000 rupees to what chef already has, or we will double double the value of what the chef already has. So very simple solution. Acha, what did you guys try in this question? Like, what was your approach? Hello.
Guys, those who have solved the question, you guys can share your approach. Like अनम्यूट करके बता सकते हो अपना अप्रोच क्या था.
The first question was easy, so I did it quickly. This is a little bit better. Um, okay, I guess I will continue. So, yeah, so at the end of each year, either we add 1000 or we multiply the value that the chef has by 2. So, a simple approach can be we uh, we can start from we can loop for each year. So for let's say for first year, we will loop through all of the years. So let's say one, two, dot 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 up till y, and at each year we will check which step, that is either adding 1000 or multiplying by 2, which one increases x the most. So at the start of first year, we will check whether this increases the value more or this increases the value more. Whichever does, we will pick that. In the second year, we will again do whichever we will pick whichever is increases the value more. We will pick that. So this is a relatively straightforward way, kind of greedy way to do it. Um, there is a easier solution, like not easier, like there is a more simpler, more what would I say? Like there is a solution in O of one time complexity. That is, we can what we can do is um, we can calculate the maximum of x times 2 to the power y, or we can calculate x plus 1000 times 2 to the power y minus 1. So what is this exactly? So this is basically, let's say, this is essentially what happens is, like, let's say the chef has so let's say the chef has x rupees. So like here he has x rupees. So the thing is, if you observe the pattern, you will see that only in the first year, only in the first year, like if we add 1000, it's only in the first year. If and if we do not add 1000, so uh, either we add 1000 and it only happens in the first year, and after that we keep on multiplying by 2. So if we add 1000, so it only happens in the first year, and after that, so in the first year we add 1000, so for the remaining years we keep multiplying by 2. So either that can happen, or we just multiply by 2 for the y years. And whichever is the maximum, we return that value. If you check the patterns, you will see that either we add 1000 in the first year and then keep on multiplying for the rest of the years, or we just keep on multiplying for the rest of the rest of the years. And so yeah, so so I directly just did the one with the power fund solution. So basically, I took the max of x into, and this is one left shifted by y. This is essentially 2 to the power y, and then we have x plus 1000 into 1 left shifted by y minus 1. So this is essentially uh, 2 to the power y minus 1. You can look it up, it's very simple. So if we run the solution here, and if we submit it, yeah, it runs. So those are the first two questions. Um, so do you guys have any doubts in the first two questions?
Uh, how many of you know about left shift operator? You can, if you know, you can raise your hand. Like, what is left shift operator? Uh, okay, basically, left shift operator is used in a big manipulation. Okay, it's give you something to the power like x to the power, sorry, 2 to the power something. Like one left shift y minus 1 means 2 to the power y minus 1. You can do it using power function also, because in this question y value is very less. Like y value maximum can be 10. ओके और किसी को इस फॉर्मूला में प्रॉब्लम है लाइक फॉर्मूला समझने में गाइस इफ यू हैव एनी इफ यू हैव डाउट यू कैन आस्क मी और क्लियर है तो भी बता सकते हो You guys can raise your hand if you
So I guess more or less everyone understood. If you did not understand, we can you can post your doubts to the mentorship groups or the main group as well. No problem, no issue. So from here on out, Shiv Shankar will be taking the rest of the questions. So yeah.
Hello guys. Like once let me know if I'm audible and visible. Hello. Acha, okay. So like this is the third question. Uh, Rock paper scissors. So like how many of you tried this question? Like if you have any approach or any intuition, you can share it. Uh, and until then, I'll like read the question statement. So like Chef and Roku are locked in an epic rock paper scissor battle consisting of n games. But like basically Chef knows like what moves Roku will play. Okay, like so Chef already knows about the sequence of move that Roku will play in the game. So like that sequence is denoted by a string RP, like a string consisting of three characters RP or S. So basically we have to like solve this question, and we have to output that like what will be the maximum score of the chef if he cannot perform same move twice, right? So like if we consider this test case where the sequence is RP RRS. So in this case, if we see like when it is the first move R, then chef can like obviously counter like R stands for rock, so he can obviously counter it using paper. And then when the move is P, that's paper, he can counter it with scissors, and then it's rock again. So like he can throw paper again, but like see, like there are two R's, right? So in this case, like he cannot perform the same move twice. So for the second R, he'll not be able to counter that move. So in this case, he will lose 1 point at this R. Okay, but in all other cases he'll gain a point. So like the string is of length 5, and for this one particular R, he will not be able to score any like he'll not be able to score. So like what will like his final score will be like 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1, so that turns out to be 4. Okay, like if we take it here, like consider the string to be um, R R P P and let's say S and a P again. Okay, so in this case, like when this move is being dealt, then the chef can easily score a point here, right? So like this will be counted, and when this comes here, like since he already like what will be the chef's move here? When this is R, the chef will obviously throw paper, but like see, here's an R again, so he cannot throw paper once more, right? So he will not score anything here. So this will counted as 0. And like now you can see here 3 P's. Okay, so in the first case he can definitely score. In the second case he won't be able to score, right? So this will be 0. But in the third case, like he can score here na, because like this is like he scored once at this point, then he couldn't use that move here, but he can use it here, right? Because like he did it once here, he could not have used it here, but like these two are not being consecutive, right? So you can definitely use that move here. So like if you like actually think about this, like if the string is given, like and there are any like consecutive characters, if consecutive characters are same, like for one particular pair of consecutive characters, the count will like the chef's points will be counted only once if there are any consecutive pairs. Else, like for each character will count 1 point, right? So now if we come to the code, then if you see this part, like I've taken input the number of test cases, the length of the string, and then the string itself. Then I've created an answer variable with answer equals to 0. And like after that I've created a character previous, and initialized it with the value x. It doesn't matter, like you can initialize it with anything you want, other than R, P, or S, so that it doesn't like interfere with the original string actually. So like this is actually to store the previously encountered characters. Okay, so like what happens here, like I loop over the string, and like if I encounter that at a particular point, like the the character on which I'm standing right now is equal to the previous character, in that case I make previous equals to x, like because I know like I have found a case like this. All right, if like let us say if I started looping from here. All right, so like at this particular case, अच्छा, wait.
हम्म, ये सब जो सडन रश की हो रहा है नहीं मेरे 3-4 बन गया क्या क्या 3-4 बन गया पेजेस
Hmm. So yeah, let's say right now my previous value is equal to x, and like I is 0, so right now I'm at this point. And now like if s of I is equals to previous, so what is s of I? S of I is r, right? And what is previous? Previous is x right now. So like this condition doesn't satisfy, so it will go to the else condition and answer will be incremented by 1. And I'll set the previous to s of I, so previous is not x anymore, but it's r. And then when my I pointer moves to this part, then you'll see like, so previous is r and s of I is r as well. So in this point I do not increment the answer anymore. Okay, but I would rather set previous
अरे
to
कुछ नहीं
x.
हुआ यार
You know, like why is that? Because I know that if s of I is equals to previous, then I know that I have found a consecutive pair, right? I have found a pair where consecutive characters are same. So like in this case now I can, like, I would not count the point for this, but I would like skip on to the next one. Okay, so like if I have found one pair which is same to its previous character, then I know one thing for sure, that I can score for the next, like whatever is the next character I can score for it, right? So in that case I'll set previous to x. So like if we go like this, like if you dry run this code, then you'll find that like in this case it will give like 1 here, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Like yeah, it will output 5, right? And like that will be the correct answer for this. So like yeah, if I submit this code, yeah, so it gives correct answer. So like do you guys have any doubts or something about this, or like any other approach? Acha, see, like sharing your code is okay, but like it will be better like if you share your like approach or intuition, because like it is easier to read it, right? Like I'll have to see your code and understand it what it's doing. It's rather better that you share your intuition or your approach, so like I'll be able to grasp it clearly. Acha, so any doubts about the explanation I gave? Acha, okay, then I'm moving on to the next question. The next question is named as origin, and like they are defining entity origin, which is will be a positive integer determined by iteratively summing the digits until only one digit remains. Okay, so like they have given an example, like suppose 129. So if you sum the digits of 129, that is 1 plus 2 plus 9, you'll get 12. And then you sum the digits of 12, you'll get 1 plus 2, which is 3. So like 3 is the origin of 129. Okay, acha, so like How many of you guys tried this question? I see. Hmm. Okay, so good number of you have tried it. Sure. Acha, so you can like share your approach or intuitions like in the chat box, and I'll take a look at them. Acha, so like while you share your approaches, I'll like keep on discussing the question statement further. So like the input format is like there will be like t number of test cases, and the test cases will consist of an integer n, and we have to output like the origin values, like sum of origin values of all the integers from 1 to n. Sure. So like so like in this case, I'll start discussing the approach. So like this question is like completely based on observation. Like if you think about the single digit numbers, right, from 1 to 3 on and on till 9, like what will be the origin of these numbers? Like since they are single digit numbers, so like origin of 1 is 1, origin of 2 is 2, right? So up to 9 the origin is same as the number. But if now we consider 10, like the origin of 10 is 1 plus 0, that is 1, right? Now 11, in case of 11 the origin is 2, and then we move on to 12. In case of 12 the origin is 3, and so on and on, like till we go to 18. At 18 the origin is 9 again. So like how many numbers are this? Like 10, 11, 12, like if you count them, these are 9 numbers. And like if we move on again, like there's 19. So like if you sum the digits of 19, like 1 plus 9, that gives 10. And now the origin of 10 is 1 plus 0, which is 1. Now if you consider 20, the origin of 20 is 2 plus 0, that is 2. 21, 2 plus 1, that is 3. And so on till 27, right? So like 2 plus 7 is 9. Now like how many numbers are this? Like from 19 to 27, these are 9 numbers. So like you notice a pattern, right? Like for every 9 numbers, the origin is like getting repeated, right? Like the origin. Acha, one thing, the like you have to understand one thing, that the origin will always, for any number no matter how big, will always be between 1 to 9, because like they have defined origin as a single digit number, right? So like that will always be between 1 to 9. So like there are only 9 possible values for origin, like for any given number. So now if you notice here, like they are getting repeated in a cyclic manner. So like from 1 to 9 the origin are 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9, and then from again 10 to 18 if you start, is still the same, like 1 2 3, and goes on till 9, and the same from 19. And even if we go from 28, even in that case, from 28 to the next 9 numbers, that is 36, these are also 9 numbers. And here also the origin will go as 1 2 3 till 9. Okay, so like now what we have to output is the sum of the origin values from 1 to 9. So if I ask you like what is the sum of origin values for 1 to 9, like that will be 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus like the sum of first 9 numbers, right? So now sum of n natural numbers is given by n into n plus 1 by 2, right? It's a common formula, we know it. So like if we replace the value of n by 9, then we'll get 45. So we know that like for these 9 numbers, their origin, like if we sum them, the sum of the origin values will come out as 45. And then for these 9 numbers, like if we find the sum for these 9 numbers, this will come out as 45 as well, like because they are also like this is 1, this is 2, 3. So if we like take the sum of origin numbers from 10 to 18, that will also be 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus dot 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 till 9. So this will be 45 as well. So for every 9 numbers, we find that the sum of origin values is 45 for every 9 numbers, right? So now if you think about this, um, let's say like here, consider this case 12. So consider the case of 12. So in case of 12, we can divide like the origin of 1 plus origin of 2 plus goes on till 9. And then we can add 10, 11 and 12. So like as I discussed earlier, so like from 1 to 9, the sum of origin values will be like 45. We discussed it already. So this will be 45. And now like sum like origin of 10 is 1, 2 and 3, right? So this turns out to be 6. So this is 51. So like if you notice one thing, like if we divide 12 by 9, we'll get 1. And like our remainder will be 3. Okay. uh, so like this one, so what does this denote? Like this one denotes uh, like how many groups of 9 we have got before 12, right? If you consider for any general number n, n by 9 will denote like how many groups of 9 we have got in n. Okay, like if you think about like 9 itself, then 9 divided by 9 will give you 1. So like you can say like it's a group of 1 nines, right? So like from this we can find out how many groups of 9 are there in this number n. So if we multiply 45 with n by 9, okay. So like if we multiply 45 with n by 9, then we can find out like like how many continuous groups of 9s are there. And like in case like there will be some remainder. So in case of remainder, like we always see that um, like whenever a group of 9 gets repeated, then the next series always starts from 1. Okay, it starts from 1, then it continues like 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus dot dot dot, and plus it reaches 9 eventually. So what we can say, like in the code also you can see, like what we have done is initially we have like initialized the sum with 0, and then we have made the sum equal to n by 9 into 45. Okay. So like we first find out like how many complete cycles of 9 numbers are there. So like for each complete cycle of 9 numbers, we know that for each complete cycle of 9 numbers, we know that the sum of origin values will be 45, and after that, like whatever remains, like for the remainder part, if you see, then it will always proceed in this like in this sequence of natural numbers. Like it will be 1 plus 2 plus 3. Like if there are k numbers remaining where k will be less than 9, then you will always have 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus k. Okay. So like the sum of origin values for those k numbers will be k into k plus 1 by 2. So basically that's what we have done here in the code. Like we initialized sum with 0, and then we made we find out how many complete cycles of 9 are there. We multiplied that with 45, and like made sum equal to n by 9 into 45. Then we find out the remainder, and then we like add remainder plus 1 into remainder by 2 to the sum, and then we like print the sum. So like if I submit it again, so like it gives correct answer, as you can see. Achha, so like is the approach clear for everyone? So, like, yeah, like this is what I discussed. Like it is the correct approach. So like any doubts regarding the explanation? Achha, okay. So like we conclude today's meeting. Uh, Actually, the next question actually involves use of multiset and priority queues, which we had not yet discussed in our classes. If any of you are curious about the next question, then you can discuss it in your respective mentorship groups. And as of today, like we conclude our meeting with this 4 questions. Thank you, everyone.
Yeah, like was anyone able to solve it? Like, did you guys try it? The next question. If you guys need, we can have a small discussion about it. Like, if not, then yeah, like you can go through like how many of you know sets? Like, does anyone know set? Like, you can raise your hand. Okay, so yeah, so nice sugar. So did you try it? Like, it is related to something like that? Not exactly, but yeah. So based on this, you can try it once, okay, to get through that set topic and then like how does it work and where to use it. And you can try this question once, and if take some time, if it is, and then you can discuss in the mentorship groups. Okay? So we're open for any doubts if you guys have any, like regarding any questions here. Or else we can end the meeting. You guys can leave. Don't have any doubts.